Welcome to the Triplefour podcast. First Zoom edition, first video edition. No, second because we did the hot wings thing.
That one doesn't count though.
Here's the rules. Today is a Posy Vibes, positive cast, exclusive, all positive, only Posy Vibes. And that's why I brought out the Hawaiian shirt so that we can just be on island time, you know?
I'm right there with you, dude. I feel you.
You know, because it's been
Hawaiian shirt.
Well, you know, because the past few episodes have been kind of crazy, a little on edge. I did go back and listen to some of them, and they're like, look, I'll be the first to admit there were some off-kilter vibes. So that's why this episode's all positive.
This is the Posy Vibes episode. Okay.
Posycast.
Triplefour. Let's talk about it. Okay, Triplefour podcast.
Yeah, he said this dude makes a meatwad fucking thing for no reason. Then he says Jim Norrison.
Bob Dylan I find personally obnoxious, but the Beatles destroyed culture.
Oh my god.
I got Elon Musk to smoke weed in my Tesla the other day. It's not even a big fucking deal.
Things are crazy right now. You don't know shit, do you? We really didn't.
You know, you can't always get what you want, but you'll find sometimes that if you try,
you just might get it.
Oh, you get it!
I'm positive that it is absolutely gorgeous outside.
Yeah, Nick recently lost his home.
Reporting to you from the scenic grandparents' backyard. It's pretty nice out here. You got a nice little orchard.
He recorded some waking up from his own car, and now he's just walking in the park. So.
It's beautiful out here.
Anything new this week for anybody? Anything interesting?
I stopped doing my class.
No.
Trees are blooming. We got an apple tree. There's a couple apricot trees. Do you say apricot or apricot?
Oh.
Depends on how I feel.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm in a positive mood because it's a Posy cast, so I'm gonna go ahead and say apricot.
It's a Jimmy Buffet episode.
I've been going outside to play video games instead of sitting inside.
Yeah, you can't do that.
I'm evolving.
You're not allowed.
Going
Not allowed
outside to play video games.
Yeah,
it's a
I
healthy lifestyle.
just sit in my little open area out there outside the apartment, and no one's really living in the apartment, so it's great. I get to watch all the people in the park breaking social distancing. It's great.
There's that fucking guy on the scooter.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are not doing it anymore. They're just like, even the people that were doing it aren't doing it anymore. Like, we were supposed to have Luke Dykes, friend of the podcast, supposed to be on tonight. And he was like, I got invited to a barbecue.
Okay.
So I guess we're back. Everything's back. We're doing
it's normal now.
Yeah.
It's a free-for-all.
I saw the other day, it's a group of 16 people just walking together on the sidewalk near my house.
They definitely all live together.
What was that gathering? What was the occasion for the gathering? We haven't seen you guys in 2 weeks. So fuck it. Just walk around the neighborhood, because we can't do anything else.
Did you say 16?
Yeah, it was a bunch of people. I don't know what they were doing. It's just a gathering of people just walking up the street.
I think there's an inner tension where people just want it to be, it's like, just, I'm tired of waiting around. Just give it to me,
I wonder if they know it's just going to make it last longer.
Yeah.
They figured that one out yet?
No.
And this brings me to things are crazy right now.
Is it just me, or is it getting crazier out there?
Because
Things are crazy right now.
Nick is in a tree.
Literally climbing a tree as he's talking.
But things are crazy right now. I the other day was on Instagram. I clicked on Bernie Sanders. He was doing a live stream.
Oh,
and,
no, you already messed up.
And you guess who he was chatting with? The one and only Cardi B. Bernie and Cardi B having a little talk, and things are crazy right now. Let me just describe what I witnessed on the Bernie Cardi B live stream. Clicked in just for a moment. And I see Cardi B, and she's like got like huge like fingernails that are like pink and blue, and her hair is like cotton candy colors, and she's like, now Bernie, everybody I want to go outside. I love going outside. I want to go outside again. When am I going to be able to do that?
He is the man with the answers.
And Bernie was like, he's just nodding and smiling, just listening to her just like make fucking noises, like, oh, when are we gonna go outside again? And Bernie's and then he's like, well, Cardi, nobody can really say when we're gonna be able to go outside. You know, stuff like that. So things are pretty crazy right now. Look up that footage, Bernie, Cardi B. Maybe I'll edit it into the podcast. But
Bernie, let me tell you, when do you think America is going to open back up? When do you think that that's going to happen? Because there has been talks about America opening back up, number 45, and some governors there keep going back and forth. But the thing is that people are still dying and catching coronavirus. And as much as I want to go outside, because I want to be outside for the summertime, you know, I want to be outside, you know what I'm saying? But I just don't feel like it's safe to go outside. So when do you think? Do you got some friends in there that kind of know a little shine? Do you want to share to the world?
Nobody knows exactly, and will probably be at different times in different places in the country.
It's pretty crazy.
He's interviewed her before, right? I know he's talked with her before. Or maybe it's just I've seen a video where she supported him or like endorsed him.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen that as well.
I feel like I've seen something with Cardi B and Bernie before.
I just don't really get that relationship. Yeah.
Well, they've got so much to talk about, like Bernie
going outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, going
playground
outside.
time.
This tree? It's a nice tree.
For some reason, you
What
didn't pop
the
up.
fuck is going on?
Nick, talk again so you pop up.
I'm just out here. Wait, what? I wasn't there?
No.
I was saying, look at this tree. This is a nice tree. It's a beautiful tree.
Dude's on some Animal Planet vibe right now.
Trying
He's
to
just
find
Animal
some-
Crossing dreams come true.
He's like, oh my god, this is it. This is what it's turning into now. It's turning into
Really out
Discovery
here,
Channel, Animal Planet.
We're really blooming. I'm really in bloom out here. You know,
Did you
as
see me-
Nirvana once
See any
said.
bloomin' onions out there? Bloomin' onion?
Yeah, there's one right there.
Where?
Very
I
good.
didn't see it.
Very cool.
Very
onion.
good. That should be the Discovery Channel show. Just the, oh, there's one right there. Then you
Oh,
cut
yeah.
back.
Never pans to it.
Last week we talked about a personality test that relates you to a fictional character. Josh took it, he said.
Yeah. So from the results, the highest rating I got was with an 86% match was Bruce Banner. I got Bruce Banner.
Huh.
AKA,
As we all know, Josh has that rage in him.
yeah,
Any
able to
moment.
get fucking pissed at any given moment. You just have to push the right buttons. And then I got Leonard from Big Bang Theory is also another one too. I was like, yeah, I'm already done.
Oh boy.
Just tied with a Big Bang Theory dude. Some other ones I found interesting was I got Eric Foreman from That 70s Show, 81%. What?
I can see it.
Thank you.
Fucking regular dude.
Glenn from Walking Dead, 81%. The most exciting of characters from The Dark Knight, Lucius Fox. I just sit in the office just the whole time.
Gives Batman things.
There you go. Anyway, I got Evan from Superbad at 80%.
Okay.
Evan, that's Jonah Hill's character?
No, it was
that's Michael Cera.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I can kind of see that maybe Michael Cera a little bit.
You're both skinny.
There you go. See?
Got him.
Halfway there.
Shit.
Question number 1. How skinny are you?
Is that the interview for Evan and Superbad?
Yeah.
So 18th was Chandler Bing from Friends.
Oof.
Yeah. So.
Getting attacked by a bee.
Live death caught on tape.
Dude, the one that killed me the most, I got 2 that fucking destroyed my sense of like self-confidence. I got Phileas Flitwick from Harry Potter is one of them. He's one of the fucking little like little trolls. I was like, I'm done, dude.
Isn't that the guy who teaches fucking Swish and Flick?
Charm?
No,
Flick.
it's called Swish and Flick School or Swish and Flick class.
Flick school. That's the whole school. Hogwarts,
that whole year, at first year of Hogwarts, all they learned Wingardium Leviosa, Swish and Flick. And Josh taught him.
It was me. Oh. And then I got Waylon Smithers too. I was like, oh, dude, I can't.
Smithers.
Yeah, I was fucking
man.
out. And then, hold on, it gets real interesting now. 76% Jim Halpert. You know, there it is.
Wow.
I'm fucking Jim. There it is.
Just a dude.
God damn, I'm fucking cool now.
Put that in your Tinder bio and then let me know how it works.
I'll zoom in his face at like 700% to where you can only see his nose and being like, this is me.
I took a personality test and I got Jim Halpert, so.
Fuck you.
That's the lack of personality test. How much are you like Jim Halpert?
And then last one of notable worthiness was C-3PO at 76% also. So got a cool cast of characters under my belt.
Bunch of skinny dudes.
Yeah.
I took it last week, but I forgot to save my results. But I do remember I got Kitty from That 70s Show. And I remember I also got Marge Simpson. So I'm basically a mom, which is hilarious. If any show has a mom, it's probably me, apparently.
Peter.
Hey,
you.
Peter.
Josh, what were your least common ones?
My least common? Let's see. Last place was one of the last place was Bobby Briggs from Twin Peaks at 28%.
Oh, he's not a bad boy.
The dude always kind of looks like a classic 90s grudge man. Like
he's like the troubled leather jacket dude. Dude, he's cool. Unlike you, Jim Halpert. Posy vibes. Keep it positive.
So another one I got was Merle Dixon from Walking Dead at 31%. It was one of the last.
What? Not even close.
Yeah, that was the point.
Sheriff of Nottingham I got from Robin Hood. I guess. Just threw that in there.
Seems good.
Just to spice it up a little bit.
Okay.
Krusty the Clown was another one that was really low at 31%. Thor was 32%. Tyler Durden from Fight Club
Oh,
at 33%.
He's kind of skinny though.
How is that? Yeah, it should have been at least 50%. This test sucks.
This test is really a blowout. It just tells you like a bunch of people you wish you weren't like, and you know, I guess Hulk is pretty good. That's a good one.
It's Bruce Banner, not Hulk, so it's less exciting.
Oh, so it's not even Hulk. It's just the scientist dude that turns into Hulk.
Yeah, it's the most regular dude.
Regular dude.
I'm regular fucking man. And that's it. That's all my personality is. I'm regular fucking man.
You're regular man. I'm mom. Dan, what are you? What was your class?
Gollum. 97% turbulent.
This is like that that's like that guess your personality from your friends game on Jackbox. Makes you feel like fucking shit a little bit.
Maybe we can play that in the future. Maybe like as a part of the podcast.
That definitely is just gonna bring bad vibes, you know that.
Yeah, I know. That's why we can't do it on this episode, because this is Posy Vibes. Yep. Posy Vibe hours.
So yeah, I'm a normal dude. That's pretty cool, I guess. Classic vanilla.
And Nick's been asleep since the last episode, so he didn't take the test. But
that's true. That's actually true.
Now you're squatting on the toilet?
I asked you if there was a test to take, all right? Maybe last time, and that wasn't the time to take it.
You're right. You're right.
I totally asked you. I said there was some kind of preparation we were supposed to do for this episode, something to do with the personality quiz. And you said, no, I don't recall saying that.
Well, you should have remembered
you should
on your own.
Known.
You should have known. Should have known. Posy Vibes, though. I'm not mad.
Yes, you're right.
I'm not mad.
These angles are just getting out of hand now.
It's great.
We're gonna take you all across the fucking globe on this.
All right, I want you to put your camera in a place that is in the corner, and then go as far away from it and have a chair and just sit down.
Yeah.
That way you only have a speck on the screen.
Let's see here. Yeah, there's not enough light over here. You gotta get some lights on.
Well, you're wearing sunglasses, so it doesn't help.
Well, that's, I see fine with these.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, shit. All right. We're going to do this the right way. If I can get the camera angle.
The whole podcast is going to be Nick trying to position himself.
I was just about to say, this is great content.
Yeah, right. How are you going to cut this?
You don't. You watch the whole thing.
You got to watch every second of it. I could probably do cut between different parts, because I am recording it in the single person at a time mode.
Okay. Well, I'm out here. Let's see if we can get the.
Let's just keep this going. Actually, this is fun.
Yeah, this is getting good.
Requires nothing for me. It's perfect.
We're good. Can you see the?
All right. What even is that? What are we
on? I'm trying to see.
Are we at the microwave?
He's designing the mise en scène.
Oh, there we go. Perfect. This is it.
You gotta yell.
Ah!
There you go.
That's good.
This is good? This is good content?
This is excellent content.
Great.
Thank you. Thank you, Kanye.
Thank you, Kanye.
What was the tweet? It was very cool. Thank you, Kanye.
I think it's Thank you, Kanye. Very cool.
Very cool.
The most passive way of just approaching something.
Okie doke. Well, that was fun. That was neat. Very positive about that. I'm feeling very positively. Took another test recently, a much more expensive one. I took the ancestry.com DNA test. And it turns out that I am white.
Oh,
that's shocking.
That's a shock to me.
Yeah. Well, it was kind of hard to deal with because I lived my entire life not knowing. So it was crazy. But no, it was like, I'm like 60-something%
damn it.
English/Western, like European. And then 30-some-odd% Irish and Scottish, which I thought would be way more. And then there was like 2% Swedish and 3% Norwegian, which I had not heard before. And I don't even think my parents have at least one of those. So kind of weird. Maybe the test is made up. It's all fake. Maddie, you've taken this test.
Yeah, I did the 23andMe. And I am black. Who knew? I forgot the white parts, so just let me sign in really quick.
Is there much difference between 23andMe and the, like, Ancestry DNA? Or like
23andMe is way more expensive. And
it goes a little more in depth with like the genetics, but not as much like the ancestry part of it. So like my aunt did Ancestry and she got like marriage documents and different things like that like historically show where you've been as opposed to just your genetics. So
I kind of like that. If
it tells you when you're going
to go with that.
What I really liked about 23andMe was it told me like what
when you're going to die.
Yes. Yeah.
That's it.
No, I didn't do the health one. I don't need to know that. But it tells you, like, I don't know, if you're inclined to think cilantro tastes like soap, or if, you sneeze when light gets in your eyes.
Definitely, like, that's a late night thought you have, not something that's like an actual question.
Well, I wanted to know. I thought it was cool, okay? So now I know all these things. Let's see, I'm like 33% French and German, 14% British and Irish.
What if like the lowest percentage was you actually being black?
Do we really want to go through a history lesson here, guys? Transatlantic slave trade? Do we want to talk about why so much of me is white because I came from Jamaica that was literally owned by white people up until the 60s?
No, see,
posy vibes, guys.
No,
you just accept my heritage.
See, but your brother looks like a completely different person.
That's because he goes outside. I don't think you understand. I literally don't go outside. If I go outside, I will get tan and look dark.
This isn't a matter of he's tan. This is like he's like 2 feet taller than you, has a completely different like body structure and skin tone.
Okay, that's from my mom's side because all of my mom's uncles are extremely tall. And that gene just fucking skipped right over me. And then he got like my dad's nose and like my dad's face. And he's just covered in freckles. So he just looks darker and he goes outside and I don't. I got
you
more.
Go outside one time, you're going to grow 2 feet and then you're going to be like coffee color.
Pretty much, yeah.
They're going to call you Maddie Macchiato.
This is how I know I'm not white. My friend came over for a quarantine picnic. So we like sat outside 6 feet away from each other and she like, whatever. We didn't break the law. And we were out there for probably 4 or 5 hours sitting in the sun. And she texted me and she was like, yeah, I got sunburn on my nose. And I was like, can't relate to that at all. And that's proof. If my fucking DNA wasn't enough for you, okay. Listen, I'm also like 2% Ashkenazi Jew, so.
Whoa.
A little bit of culture in there now.
Yeah.
No more.
I'm cultured. Fuck you guys.
I had
Bush.
I'm cultured.
I'm drinking a Bush immediately.
So Maddie was adopted.
Also poor, okay. Fuck.
If you were really poor, you would be buying hams and not Bush because Bush is kind of expensive.
You know what? It's all cheap at Walmart. This is like the cheapest for the best taste at Walmart. Okay? Just leave me alone. This is supposed to be Aussie vibes. There's a lot of bad going on. Okay, I don't think my dad would appreciate you guys denying his existence in my life either. Also some Meggy vibes.
So I'm white though, which is pretty crazy. My mom has worked on our family tree like a lot for several years, and I kind of I had seen parts of it, but now I kind of had gotten access to it because I took the test and got to explore and look around and stuff. Now I don't know what it would be like if we went through Maddie's family tree, or what kind of people, what your ancestors were or whatever. But my family is very American. They've all pretty much been in America for a long time. I was almost a little disappointing because it's man, I don't have much culture. Just super white. Some Irish dudes showed up 300 years ago. And they've been here.
I actually found my great-great-grandfather's name on the plaque at Ellis Island. Fritz van der Zee. Van der Zee.
Yeah, do you know why you pronounce it Wandersee instead of Van der Zee?
Because we're in America.
Great. You should write the next Godfather movie, and it should be about the Van der Zee.
It'll be about that and the guy that I met on the bench at the casino.
Wow. See, okay, but this is the actual legitimate question, positive vibe. In Godfather Part 2, when Vito shows up in America, they say, "Where are you from?" And he says Corleone, which is the town he's from, but his last name is Andolini. And they just write down Vito Corleone, and that became his last name. So there's got to be some kind of story behind you becoming the Wander Seas. Who did that?
Well, we wandered and we see. See?
Okay, yeah, I believe that.
Yeah,
all coming together now.
Great story, really.
Dude, I've been wandering this whole time. You see me wandering, all right? You see?
That's true. He is living up to his name.
Yeah.
They're gonna wander
something
more.
They're couldn't get into America unless they said it was Wander Sea instead of Wander Say. I don't know. I just wanted a cool story.
I mean, I feel like it's probably just pronunciation. The spelling probably isn't.
No, that is pronunciation, because Wandersee would be the German way to pronounce it.
Yes, it is pronounced.
Right. So it's not that the last name changed. It's just that they probably came to America and Americans were like, "Oh, Wandersee, great. See you later."
But somebody in his family had to accept that change and said that they were going to be Wandersee for the rest of the time.
They just wanted to get in.
Let me in.
Please, just let me stay.
Just fucking do it.
As the great Lars von der See said, "Let me in." But as far as what your ancestors did and stuff, because so I have way back there in some of my English ancestors, people who came over on the Mayflower, and George Washington's in there, really distantly, but
I got dogs barking at me now.
Are you in somebody's yard now? You wander into somebody's house?
I am in the neighbor's yard now. Dan,
But,
I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, I mean, you're just like, it's like your great uncle Thomas Wandersea, who was murdered by dogs when he was wandering.
Exactly.
These are the kind of stories.
Yeah. So you're distantly related to George Washington.
Yeah. According to Ancestry, it said something like second cousin 10 times removed or something. Now I could
Close
look.
enough.
Yeah, close enough. But this is my this kind of part of my question is like, are most of us kind of related to George Washington super distantly? You know, like early American settlers. I mean, we live in America, so unless you were a more recently immigrated family, I don't know. I don't know if that's my question is it special or not? You know, because I bet there's a lot of people who can probably trace to people like George Washington.
Yeah, I don't really know much about his family and like how big it was, but on account of there wasn't birth control, I'm going to assume it was relatively large. So, I mean, I think like relative to the amount of people living in the United States, like it's probably relatively rare, but I'm sure there are a good handful of people that are somehow distantly related to him.
Yeah, well, like, so I guess it was his mom. His George Washington's mom's maiden name was Ball, and I guess Ball is an older English family, and the Balls, somebody like my great aunt married somebody from the Ball family or something, you know. So it's not even blood or anything. But going even further back, and this is the thing I find more interesting, and I would like to do more research about it, but if you go way back, my last name being Stewart, which is a Scottish name, that's where I wanted to like investigate, because I always thought I was just more Scottish than anything, but there's actually a lot of German in there, and I guess way more English according to the DNA test. But so if you go back in the Scottish line in the Stuarts, you can get all the way to like some of the kings of Scotland, like Malcolm the First, which is the guy that Macbeth killed in a little play called Macbeth. Maybe you've heard of it. Spoilers: Macbeth was also killed by Malcolm's son. So, you know, check it out.
On the
Macbeth.
TV show Malcolm in the Middle.
Yes, Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah.
Which is famously based on Shakespeare's Macbeth.
Yeah, obviously.
But then there was a bombshell that I discovered. And I don't know how to break this to you. But Maddie, can you think of anybody of note of Scottish descent with the last name Stewart?
Yes. Are you shitting me? You won't even see the fucking movie? You're related to her, you're not going to see her movie.
Mary, Queen of Scots, is my 10th great aunt. Mary
won't
Stewart.
Even see the movie. This is just the anarchy. I just can't even understand this. It's a good movie and you're fucking related to her.
Mary Stewart, Mary Queen of Scots, my 10th great aunt. I am part of the Stewart royal family.
Do you know like how like do you
the
have
line?
Yeah.
I can try to look it up. It won't be that interesting to like hear all the names, but and also because the tree is very weird because it doesn't actually have some of the like important links in there. But like for example, like she had a son James, who was then the King of England. He's not on there. He's just not on the tree. I don't know if that's my mom's fault or like if she's supposed to be adding that stuff or if like, I don't know, this is like some kind of like historical international record of some kind, but like we know that that was her son. He's just not on the family tree. But if I
wonder if maybe you're like blood related to her half brother And maybe that's why it's not in there.
I will share my screen if I can. Host disabled participant screen sharing. I thought I was the host.
Holy shit.
What's
No,
the
I
bit?
removed it. Here, let me do it. I'll do the thing.
Pretty good bits.
You guys see the sunset in my glasses? It's pretty nice.
It's pretty cool.
Okay, it won't let me allow you to share your screen.
All right.
I made you co-host. See if you can do it now.
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
Oh, can you see it?
Mary Stuart, Queen of Scotland. Scotland.
That's pretty
My
cool.
14th great aunt. So her father, King James V, also had a son named James, who was the Earl of Moray. And then he had a daughter named Elizabeth Stuart, who had a daughter named
Peter Tyler, son of Edward.
Grizel Moray. And then this name, I don't know if it's William Liams. William Liams.
Billy or
son,
Williams.
And then goes down through Duval, and then the Tylers, who are a British family, I believe.
All right, I want to know who is Booker B. Short Doc Tyler, because that dude is seen something.
Booker B. Tyler.
Damn.
And then my great grandfather, Sherman Claude, my grandma, my dad, me. Mary Queen of Scots.
I have to see the fucking movie. I don't know what to tell you. What image are they using? Go back.
It doesn't. Yeah, that picture doesn't even look like her.
Is that picture from Rain? Stop! They're using the image from the fucking show. The show's not even accurate. It's a really bad show.
It doesn't even look like.
That's not at all what she looks like. She's a redhead.
No, your 14th grade aunt is fucking hot, dude.
See, look, this is a picture on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Totally different.
All right, well.
So yeah, you're speaking with not only podcast royalty but Scottish royalty. Dan, King of Scots, kind of a big deal. And
now
this
you're gonna
week, I watched it a few days ago.
You did?
I did. I did watch it for this bit.
And
it was fine. Pretty good. Good bits. Good vibes. Time for films.
Time for films. Parasite. Midsommar. Jean-Luc Godard. Robert Eggers sucks. This is the time for films theme song. It's over.
Saoirse Ronan, good actress. She was really good. And the Mary Queen of Scots character, super cool. Technically, Margot Robbie's character, since she's Mary Queen of Scots' cousin, Lil Nepetiz, also a relative. And her dad was Henry VIII. So
that is true. Which means you would also be related to Bloody Mary. Because that was one of her half-sisters.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of a big deal, and I have, just royal blood. I'm a blue blood. Just living it up. Hosting the podcast.
All right.
And now I'm going
to use all the money I didn't spend eating out over the last month. I'm getting the Ancestry one. And hopefully something cool will come up too so I can challenge you.
Yeah, see, this is what I was saying. Like, does everybody have cool stuff? Cool people they're related to?
Probably just white people.
Yeah.
So on my white side, maybe there's something cool in like Bulgaria. Maybe something cool happened there. I don't know.
Also, it's because these people have kept a lot of records. You know, like
that's my point.
Yeah, Western white people and royal people kept a lot of records. So, and royalty and royal family, throne style, they're all kind of like banging each other. You know, so there's kind of, if you're related to one, you're kind of related to a lot of royal people. And if and like they married into other kingdoms, like Mary Queen of Scots, she was married to the King of France, and then, you know, her son became King of England. So you kind of get the whole bag. Anyway, now I'm gonna like watch all these Scottish royalty movies. Outlaw King, have you seen that one?
Finally, you're finally gonna be into the period pieces. This is all it took.
Stuff with swords, though, not like you know, big summer dresses and like lit candles and shit. No, you gotta have swords. Gotta have swords.
Highlander. You're gonna watch Highlander.
I've seen Highlander. It's pretty cool.
Watch it again.
Also, since I am royalty, it's important that I be in an appropriate location.
Look, I'm out here with real backgrounds, and this dude just...
I'm in a real background. This is my house. This is where I live.
Yeah, I mean...
This is my house.
It's that famous quote from Henry VIII. This is my house. Anyway, it's still time for films. Anybody else want to talk about some films? Nick, go first. Remember everything you've seen and give us all the reviews. Go.
Everything I've seen and all the reviews. There it is.
Rapid fire. As fast as you can.
I'd say the most memorable that I watched this week. I watched quite a few. I knocked out some films week, but I watched Gummo for the first time, and that was not as uncomfortable as I thought it was going to be. It's pretty uncomfortable, but good film, good bits, made me laugh, you know.
It's the opposite of made me cry. Made me laugh.
Definitely, I definitely get the it's a very, very deep social commentary there on that part of America and the impoverished. Did my fucking phone just die on 66%? Are you fucking kidding me?
We can hear you, but your face is stuck on
my fucking phone is dying right now.
Your picture. It's nuts. Speak again so everybody can see your face. Oh, he's done.
Oh, they lost him.
Oh, we lost him.
He wandered too far.
Also, I realized we didn't actually tell the story about Mary Queen of Scots, the movie, for context of why that's funny. Maybe we talked about it last week, but it wasn't on the podcast.
Yeah, I feel like it came up.
All right, I got
just to fill everybody in. At one point, Maddie wanted to go see Mary Queen of Scots, and I said I didn't want to see it, and she's never forgiven me.
No. I really wanted to see this movie, really bad. Okay, I was super about it. I was getting into Mary Queen of Scots history, so I really wanted to see this movie. And I said, I'm gonna pay for you. All you have to do is show up. I will pick you up. We'll drive you there. I'm going to buy your movie ticket. Just come see it with me so I can go and see it. And he refused. It was irrational and it wasn't okay. And I was...
What, your reaction?
No, your reaction was irrational.
I just said I didn't want to see it. I just said I didn't want to see it.
You just sit there for what, an hour and a half, 2 hours? Would
2 hours.
It was fine. It was fine. You could have at least at the end of it been like, it was fine. And I would have been like, this is so exciting. Look at all the historical accuracies. All the things are accurate in here. It would have been great. It would have been a good time.
You gonna say that during the movie?
Yeah.
And it turned out that it was fine.
I think you don't appreciate it because you don't understand how exciting it is for media to be historically accurate, okay? You're just not, like, educated.
Well, you know,
you should have just gone and saw it. That's the point. What is, you were
okay,
wrong,
fine.
and it was mean for no reason.
I didn't even know she was my aunt.
You should have gone to see it because you're my friend, okay?
Oh, yeah. All right.
Yeah,
So that's the
no.
whole bit.
Okay, look. My phone said it was on 66%, and then I plugged it in, and it was at 1%.
So your phone
Are
lied.
you're plugged in now?
I am plugged in. I am connected to the yes.
Okay, well,
Yes.
last thing we were talking about was Gummo. Classic film. Lots of good bits.
Great bits. Great bits. I did really like Chloe. How the fuck do you say her last name?
Sevigny.
Sevigny.
70?
Chloe 70.
Chloe
that's
70.
Yeah, whatever. 70 is fine.
She was good. I know she did all the costume design for that, which was I'm trying to find the word that I'm looking for. I don't want to say impressive. I mean, yeah, it's impressive, but it's also kind of simplistic. Because I mean, it's just a bunch of white trash. It's just a bunch of like.
I think it's actually a lot deeper than that. I mean, like it's.
Oh no, absolutely, it absolutely is. There is a lot of very, very deep social commentary on a lot of things, and I do particularly like Harmony's use of unconventional people.
This
I guess you could
image
say
of you right now.
a lot of non-actors, but also particularly, you have a black midget, you have mentally disabled people, you have a girl with syndrome, you have a deaf couple arguing, a lot of stuff that you don't see on screen. And
there's those two shirtless guys who just like get in a fight. It's a good scene.
Two shirtless guys that just get.
There's like two guys who just clobber each other. Maybe they're not
that's
shirtless.
the two brothers that they just introduce them, but they give no background on, and then they're just like, they just beat the shit out of each other in the kitchen, and then they're like, "What's for dinner?"
And they're like not. I don't think they're in the movie after that.
No, they're not. It's just that one scene.
Yep.
And then I hated the tub scene. I hate it with the core of my being. It's so gross. It is. That kid eating that candy bar upset me. I know this is the Posy Vibes episode, but god damn it, that was so gross.
Well, there aren't a lot of Posy vibes in Gummo, so.
No, yeah, great movie, great bits. I was very happy after I watched. Which I think it's funny that I told you that I was going to watch Drinking Buddies after that to kind of offset the mojo after watching Gummo, because it's definitely not a feel-good film. And I didn't realize that Drinking Buddies was kind of sad. Kind of sad.
Yep. But
I thought it was just going to be like a full-on comedy, but no, it was actually pretty dramatic.
Yeah, no, that's the Joe Swanberg bit. It's like people fighting and breaking up, and bummer. Yeah, your image is fantastic.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Whole vibe we're going with is pretty on the ball.
Frankly, I've got 911 on speed dial.
Yeah, what are you gonna fucking do about it?
Call the police.
What are they gonna do? They're not arresting anybody.
She's been known to do that in the past.
I've been known to dial 911 in the past.
Call the cops. I don't give a fuck.
I really will.
Look, I'll let them know who I am, dude. I'm. This is me. Okay, this is how I win.
I
Yeah.
don't like that. Don't like
The
that.
cops are definitely not gonna like that.
This is hurting my eyes.
Were there any other films?
No, I watched High Fidelity last night. High Fidelity. And I now made that connection. I never realized that Jack Black was in a movie with Tim Robbins, and I made that connection between the Tim Robbins being in the Tenacious D movie.
Tim Robbins in High Fidelity?
Yeah. He plays the John Cusack's upstairs neighbor that starts banging his girlfriend.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I did think you were talking about High Fidelity, like the show that just came out on Hulu.
Which is
and
a remake of the movie.
I was really, really confused, but I understand now.
Good.
I think the movie's overrated. And IMO.
I have never seen the movie, but the show was pretty cool. It's a fun little thing to watch, you know. Not the greatest, but it was entertaining.
I fuck with John Cusack, okay? You know, I used to not really like John Cusack, and pretty much every movie that I've seen for the better portion of a decade, every time I see a movie with John Cusack, it makes me like him just a little bit.
It's not a problem with him. I think it's just like the character he plays is like...
Oh, he's a big simp. It's real simp hours.
Real simp hours.
Real simp hours.
That is a movie about a simp. Straight up.
The Simps. Yeah. Thank you for the positive vibe. Positive.
Positive.
Positive vibes. Any other movies you want to talk about?
Rushmore's pretty good.
Cool.
I'm willing to say my second favorite, at this time, second favorite, Wes Anderson.
The Grand Budapest #1?
We'll go that far, yes.
Maddie, rank Wes Anderson. Go.
Okay.
I'm sorry, what?
As a human.
Yeah, as a guy.
As a regular guy.
As a normal dude.
Probably a 6 out of 10 kind of guy. And,
No, we got bits crossing streams. We got bits turning into other bits. Favorite Wes Anderson ranked?
Let me pull up the list.
Grand Budapest, Darjeeling Limited, Steve Zissou, Tenenbaums, Rushmore.
Hey, I'm a visual person.
Fantastic,
okay?
Mr.
Thank
Fox.
You. Let's see. I guess I'm gonna go ahead and put Grand Budapest at the top. It's a classic, but a very close second for me was Moonrise Kingdom. Loved that one.
Then what?
Probably Moonrise Kingdom.
Oh.
Then probably Life Aquatic, and then Isle of Dogs, and then Fantastic Mr. Fox. That pretty much sums up my viewing of Wes Anderson. So,
Maddie, what did you watch?
Well, I haven't seen a lot because I've been watching Evangelion again.
Good call.
But let's see. I watched Boyhood, which I did really enjoy. You know, I thought it was a cute premise. You know, you got to see him actually age, which was fun. And I like how it ended. You know, I mean, I was mad when I saw the ending. I was like, but I want more. But it was good. I watched Nightcrawler. That was good fun. Great bits.
Is it your first time seeing it?
Yeah.
That is a phenomenal movie. It
was very good. I was very impressed with it. And I watched it with a friend, and he was like, just imagine if Jake Gyllenhaal was like chilling in your basement at any given point in that movie. Just imagine his face in your basement. And it's been a little bit of a fear of mine because he's a fucking insane person. Let's see, I watched Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Took me long enough to see that one. It was cool. A little bit of a Black Mirror episode, but for a little longer. So, and then I watched Mid-90s, which was cute, and it kind of reminded me of.
Did you say it was cute?
I knew it.
No.
Just let me live, okay? It was cute.
Oh, it was so cute when they got in a drunk driving car accident.
That was so much fun. Yeah. No, but you know the guy 4th grade who was like filming everything, and he was like, oh, I'm gonna make this film, and they kind of show a little bit of it at the end. It reminded me of that documentary that came out on Hulu, I think, and it was like a skating documentary where like one dude in this group of friends started filming when they were like 9. He got older and he was like, oh, I'll just like make this into a whole documentary. And it was a thing. I don't remember what it was called. I don't know if you've seen it.
Directed by Dan Stewart.
Yeah, it sounds like something I made, but
it does. That's probably why I like it, because it reminds me of like your films. Minding the Gap.
I haven't actually seen it. I remember when it came out and people were talking about it, but I haven't actually watched it, so I'll have to watch it.
You should see it. It was good. It reminded me of like films you used to do. So cute. They're all cute, okay?
So cute.
That's so fucking cute.
Drunk driving is cute.
The thing, Boyhood.
Nightcrawler's so cute. Jake Gyllenhaal and Nightcrawler's so cute.
It was such a cute film. Posy vibes only. Nightcrawler.
When he drags that dead body to the side of the road, that's so cute.
It was.
It was really cute, yeah.
The triple homicide, it's cute. That's so cute.
When you sacrificed your best friend, cute.
The
relatable moments.
The best part of Boyhood is the end when he goes to college and then he walks in the dorm. He throws down his bag, and then the guy's like, "What's up? So we're gonna go do some shrooms in the desert. You want to come?" I was like, man, college, I missed out, I guess, because when I showed up, I just told this guy that I had cool shirts, and he hated me when I played Xbox and yelled. So I missed out. Boyhood.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't have one.
I would have liked to see it go through college a little bit. And maybe it's because I'm almost done with college. And so for me, it's like, well, you're not done yet. Like you're not even close to done. You're 18. You're literally an infant. So in my head, I'm like, I want to see how college changes them, because I feel like that's where you do like your most final evolving is through like your college years. So I did kind of want to see that. I felt a little hurt, felt a little old, but otherwise it was good.
Yeah, I think, well, that guy is like only a year older than me. So I guess he's Nick's age. I know, Nick, you're like 2 years older than me, right?
I will be 27 in May.
Yeah. So that guy, he's like a year older than I am. That movie was so crazy because they use all those little cultural signifiers, you know, like when it's like 2008 and they're like, man, the best movies of this year were Dark Knight and Pineapple Express. But, and then there's the part where they talk about like, they'll never make another Star Wars movie, and just like little things like that. It just, and the song choices and everything like really like was just surreal for me, because it just felt like these are moments that I have lived.
Yeah. I felt the same way, especially in like the childhood years, because I would say I think the characters are probably like 4-ish, give or take, years older than me. So when they got a little older, it was like, no. This happened when I was in middle school, not when I was in college. Okay. But like the early childhood years, it was one of the first movies where I was like, yeah, no, this is just normal. I just recognize these things. Okay.
Yeah, there's a part that I remember very specifically where they're like at a dinner table or something. They're like playing with this like little toy, and it was like this little 20 questions ball toy. And I was like, I had not even thought about that in like, 15 years or whatever. But, I think, sorry, Josh, what got weird though was that, that he becomes kind of a douche at the end, because they were letting him like dictate what happened to his character based on, I guess, his own interests and his own life and stuff. And so at the end, he's like, man, I'm going to move to Austin, Texas and go to school. And then he's like, my roommate likes bright eyes. And like, he just becomes a douche. And he's like, I'm a photographer, man. Art, weed.
Well, that's why I wanted to see it go further, because I was like, this kind of mindset doesn't last through college.
Yeah.
In theory. And so it would be fun to see him like evolve from that into just like a normal but well-rounded person, like someone who questions things but isn't like everything's a conspiracy.
Yeah, he has that like long argument with his girlfriend, and he like says all this stuff about like art, technology, and, like, the world. Yeah,
you're always you're like just drowning in your phone. What do you do your phone for? The government is literally. You're buying into being technology and becoming a robot.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him evolve out of that.
What were you going to say, Josh?
No, I was saying I remember that 20 questions little ball thing. That's why I was like, I just haven't thought about that in so long. That when he said that, I was like, damn, that made me feel a little bit older.
Yeah, you should watch
They're
Boyhood.
all elder citizens.
Yeah, well, if I want to feel like shit, I might as well watch Boyhood.
You're gonna be disappointed that you didn't. The first moment that you walked into college, that somebody didn't offer you drugs in the desert. I watched a ton of stuff. Obviously, probably like fucking 20 or something movies since the last episode.
Tell us about all 20 of them.
Yeah, totally.
Rattle them off.
Twins with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito. Classic, feel-good movie. I watched Gladiator for the first time. Thought it was whatever. The Princess Bride, pretty good bits.
Have you not Princess Bride?
Nope, not until this week. Huh. I think I would have liked it more if I had seen it when I was like 14.
Yeah, I mean, what makes it so good is like the nostalgic value of it. Like, this is a classic growing up.
Yeah.
It's a good movie. It's funny, but.
Yeah, it's funny. It has a lot of bits that I feel like my kind of style of like, it's very meta. Like it has all these self-aware, like anti-movie bits.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there was movies like that for me where like, I know at one point I remember you or Joe had said you watched Wayne's World and you didn't like it. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? Wayne's World is the shit. That's like one of my favorite movies, but it's because I grew up on it, So if you don't have that experience, then like, I don't know. I understand that that's how it happens for some people. And then I watched the new Crystalia and I was pretty disappointed with it. Me and Nick talked about it real briefly over like a message. I enjoyed
it.
That's a general rule. Like, I don't really think his stand-up is that good. I haven't seen the new one, so I can't speak on that. But as a general rule, when I watch his stand-up, he's just not as funny. It just feels like he's trying a little too much.
That's what a lot of people. That was most of what I saw this week from people was people saying that they really enjoy his podcast, but they don't think that his stand-up is good.
Yeah.
Yep. That's exactly how I felt. I did like his last special at least a little bit. The Man on Fire I thought was pretty good. Incorrigible I didn't like so much back when that came out. But yeah, it's just because like his stand-up is so like, dude, whoa, like fucking crazy noises, faces, like it's so like high energy, like crazy. And I'm like, it's better when he's just dry and he's just kind of like taking his time, and like he's a funny guy. Like no shade on Dalia, but I think he just I think a lot of comedians do this, and we talked about it not long ago, Nick, before, where we were talking about how like I just think that comedians have a different scale of what is successful for them. Maybe, you know, maybe it's just like, oh, like I got the Netflix deal, so I'm going to do really big, broad material and see if I can get, you know, like just make it really big and have everybody love it. Or, you know, like the common man enjoy it or whatever. But like, just my tastes are more catered. Like I prefer stand-up that's drier and more like drawn out and weird. And his was just kind of like, dude, it's so funny, dude. And then he just like he laughs at his own jokes a lot. I don't really care for that, you know. Like
that's a little, so that can be, sometimes it's funny, but most times it's just awkward. And then he's also like kind of scanning the audience for laughs.
Yeah.
Like, is this fun? Is this doing it for you? Is this doing it for you?
I want to do a set where I just like I tell the joke and then I just wait for laughs for way too long, just like. Yeah. You know. Then I watched some Ghibli movies that I hadn't seen. Maddie's the resident Ghibli head. Princess Mononoke, which was solid. Not really a kids movie, I don't think. No, that one's violent, and I dug it.
It was good. I only saw it recently, and I think that's the one I saw in theaters. But I was like, dude, this has like one of the like better messages, and I just never up until like the last year or so.
Better messages, like as far as his movies go, as far as music.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it had a broader message, like, hey, environment.
Hey.
Consider the following. Trees, good. Yeah, no, there's like capitalism and environmentalism and like I think there's something really cool about his movies where he definitely embraces that Japanese culture of like animals and nature being so magical and sacred, and that there's like a spirit and a spirituality to them. Which is really cool. Definitely in that movie in particular. And I guess in Totoro is very like nature, spirituality kind of thing too. Then I watched Howl's Moving Castle, which is I think my favorite that I've seen. Just because it was so pleasant, you know, like, I mean, that's just his movies in general are so pleasant, but like that one in particular, I just thought like the old lady, like when she's an old lady, like she'll just be walking around and like somebody like opens the door for her. This only happens in Miyazaki movies. Like somebody opened the door and then she like, here you go, ma'am. And she's like, oh, what a nice young man. Like no other movies have that interaction where people are just being nice to each other. I don't know. And like I don't know. All the characters super cool. Like the Turnip King guy who's like a scarecrow and he's just jumping around. That's really good storytelling when you can have a character that does not speak, but you just like love him. You're like, bring this guy. I want more of this guy. I was watching the dub versions because I don't know, I'm a dub person. It just makes it easier for me to focus on the story and everything. Billy Crystal plays the little flame dude.
Calcifer?
Yeah, Calcifer. Billy Crystal plays him. It's sick. Christian Bale plays Howl. They get all the names for these for the Miyazaki dubs.
I clean my house. I go really hard when I'm like sweeping and mopping, and I always feel like Sophie when she like busts into Howl's house and she's like, fuck this, I'm cleaning, and she gets like fucking crazy mode. I channel that energy every time I clean.
So I think Spirited Away is probably your favorite, right?
Yeah, it's definitely the one I've seen the most. I could probably recite most of the words in that entire film. It's my go-to. But
I
it's
feel like
kind
it's
of
probably the one that
tied,
most people have seen the most. I saw it
it's
at
kind
the
of tied
Tivoli.
with Howl's Moving Castle. I feel like they're kind of in pretty similar spots. I just happen to have seen Spirited Away a lot more.
We went to the Real Late at the Tivoli and saw Spirited Away in the theater, and that was really fucking cool.
Yeah, they do a Miyazaki festival like every year. I feel like they show like all of his movies in theaters again.
Yeah.
I want to catch like one of those times, like being in the theater with one of those. I wanted to do it this year, but I don't think they were doing it this year, or they got canceled or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, movies in theaters right now, not doing so hot.
Movies
Not
are
doing
not
so hot.
happening anymore. We're done with movies.
I'm kind of like, this is a tangent, but I feel like I keep seeing people post online. They're like, you know, there's articles coming out about like movie theaters are going to die because of Corona. And then there's all these people like, good riddance, dude. I'd rather just watch it on my couch at home anyway. And I'm like, don't do this. Dude, what are you talking about?
Okay, now you just turned into Crystalia?
I know, I did it on purpose there. Dude.
Great bit.
I mean, it would be cooler if movie theaters would like charge less. That would be fun, but
well, they
like
gotta
the
make money.
experience of seeing a movie in theater, like
That's the whole reason that they charge so much for concessions, is because they don't really make dick off of ticket sales.
You got to do what I did, and unless AMC goes under, which is another thing that people have been saying is going to happen, get Posi Vibes, AMC going strong.
AMC is fine. Nothing
bad happening.
Nothing weird. Weird. If AMC survives, which it totally will, you got to get the AMC pass. It's only $20 a month, and you can see a shitload of movies. Like that's already, if you see 2 movies, you've already paid less, and that's what I was doing. I was seeing a movie every week and only $20 a month. So that was a good deal. More stuff I saw. Life is Beautiful. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that movie, the Roberto Benigni movie where it takes place during the Holocaust, and he's in a concentration camp with his son, and he keeps telling his son that it's a game and that he has to keep quiet. And it's like, it's heartbreaking, but it is super entertaining. Good bits, good vibes. I cried.
You're right. Life is Beautiful.
Yeah. I watched Your Name, which I think Maddie talked about last week, and I already told her how I felt about it.
Mm-hmm.
More like You're Lame.
Cool.
Got him.
Yeah.
What I think it's one of the most highest grossing anime movies ever. So I'm definitely in the minority when I say I didn't really like it, but
you have vague justification. I understand your points, and I agree that the movie isn't flawless. There are certain things that I think would be better if they changed certain aspects of it. But as a whole, it was still a good movie, and it should have made your heart flutter, okay?
Well, see, this is it has a cool concept. I really like the idea. It's like a Twilight Zone bit. Rest in peace, Rod Serling.
Should have won.
You can't say that. You didn't even vote for him.
Should have won.
I can say rest in peace.
You can't reference Twilight Zone. Sorry.
The people spoke. And they said he should die.
Tony Hawk.
And they were wrong. Okay? They were wrong.
Put a picture of Tony Hawk on the screen.
Rod should die twice.
Should Rod Serling die? He didn't even make Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
Again?
Anyway, no, it was just Your Name was just really in your face, over the top. I thought it was cheesy. And I think it's because it has that anime style where it's just whoa, everything's really dramatic and loud, and all the emotion is crazy, and every shot was at sunset, and there's a million colors in every frame, and I don't know, I guess I just don't like new anime. But
here's the thing, I feel like it wasn't that dramatic because you have the first half of the movie where, maybe visually it's dramatic, but I guess I just see right through that because I've watched I guess, enough anime to be like, yeah, okay, colors, I get it. But I feel like the first half really wasn't necessarily going down the route that it did go down. You know, it's like, it was like, oh, this is just like a fun thing. And then there's the last half that probably could have been cut in half again and would have been better. But I feel like that's where it got more dramatic, was right at the end.
Well, yeah, but and also the music, like it boggles my mind that it's a culture, like it's a thing in Japanese cinema to have a theme song for everything, you know, like anime shows have a theme song, you know, classic Evangelion, like Zankoku, that whole Cruel Angel Thesis bit. For movies to have a theme song, like Your Name had and it was so crazy. It was like super dramatic, and like there's like keyboard solos and shit, and I'm like, whoa, this is just a lot. And then the whole movie has music on it, basically. Like every scene has music on it. It makes it
feel like it's just a show, which is maybe why I didn't feel like it was so dramatic, because I guess I processed it like, oh, this is like a show, just like a regular anime, and I'm watching little segments of it.
Yeah, and it was too much, dude. Too much for me, dude.
You're wrong. Anyway, move on.
I watched The Great Dictator, the Charlie Chaplin movie, where he plays a parody of Adolf Hitler.
I've always wanted to watch that.
It is pretty amazing. So The Great Dictator was the first sound movie he did. Basically, he kept making silent movies even past when they developed the technology to make sound movies. The first sound movie, The Jazz Singer, came out in 1927, and by the 30s it was pretty normalized to make sound films. He just kept on doing it, and he just kept making silent movies because that was like his thing, and that's what made him popular. And I guess, you know, obviously he was good at it. But then he made The Great Dictator in 1940. It's the first sound film he did. So the first time he did had dialogue that he spoke in the film. And it's nuts because he made so many silly kind of movies, you know, Being the Tramp, stepping on a banana peel and all that stuff. But then he made this movie, and it is really he has so much to say, and there's a really famous speech at the end
that he gives. Yeah, that speech that he gives in that movie is incredible.
It's moving. It's really, really amazing piece of cinema history, really. And it's crazier still because he made it in 1940. So America wasn't even involved in the war yet. And people didn't really know about the Holocaust yet either. And so he was just making fun of the silliness of the fascists. And there's a Mussolini character too that he makes fun of. But great movie. It holds up really well. It's really funny, and also kind of eternal message about one love, you know, no hate. Charlie Chaplin, no hate. That's what he said.
Posy vibes.
Posy vibes. Charlie Chaplin said it. I watched Logan, the Wolverine movie. Thought it was okay. Everybody really hyped that one up for me. Thought he's Wolverine.
It's me.
Posy vibes. I won't say anything, but you know, posy vibes.
I have a kid.
I have a kid now.
That's a classic saying. I have a kid.
Reenactment of the whole movie right here. I'm old. I have a kid. Anything else? I guess the only other thing we're talking about, I watched Pete Davidson's new special, and I thought it was pretty good. I like Pete Davidson. He gets a lot of flack, I think, but I like him. He's a troubled young man.
That's what he says on stage. I'm a troubled young man.
I'm a troubled young man, and I come to you as a humble stand-up comedian.
He's James Mason. Oh, shit.
Dan died.
All right, well, I don't have much time left on my phone battery.
Okay. I thought you meant
your phone in.
I thought you meant in general.
I would plug my phone in if I didn't have to have the plug being used by the headphones. Apple, you're on watch?
That's
Ozzy
a very
Vibes.
valid point. I didn't even think about that.
Oh my God. All right.
Tim Apple, you're fucked.
Tim Apple.
You're on the watch list.
Yeah, can we add him to the hit list?
Tim Apple.
Tim Apple.
So we should maybe offer up someone for the hit list. Dan said it should be John Cherry.
I think it should be Tim Apple.
Yeah, Tim Apple is definitely.
Here we go. We have another 50-50 split. It looks like it's time for a poll.
No, I'm in agreement with Tim Apple. I was the one who initially
there you
watched it.
go.
So Tim Apple, you're dead. Speaking of the hit list, there's some very things are so crazy right now. There's some fucked up
Did
stuff
Josh
going
watch
on.
any movies before we move on?
Yeah.
No, I didn't watch any. I've been playing
Okay.
Metro Exodus all weekend. So
Wow.
Great.
Last time I tried to include you in the conversation.
wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I could just,
Okay.
you want me to leave the call now? That's fine.
So here's
Yeah,
the
that
thing.
would
Don't
actually
worry
be
about me.
great.
Time
Let's
for
address
films.
The controversy, Dan.
Yeah, you know what? You can feel my vibe. You kind of know. All right, I'm hereby ending the positive vibes segment of the show because there is some controversy. Okay, this will be the conclusion of Time for Films because it's film related. Okay, imagine my surprise when I got on the internet yesterday and I saw an article that I'm going to pull up now.
Robert's like
Says-
hacking into your mainframe because you're dropping.
Yeah, you're freezing.
Okay. The headline reads, "The Lighthouse is about the horror of roommates in isolation." Dude. Let me read you a little segment from this. The two men, strangers who've only just met, share a bedroom. In the evening, they share a meal over a cramped table. Even the frame is confining. The film is shot in an aspect ratio only slightly wider than a square. The darkness at its corners feels like it's eating away at the limited amount of space the characters occupy. The Lighthouse is such an effective exercise in projecting claustrophobia in both a physical and psychological sense that it would be unbearable if it weren't so funny.
So when's the lawsuit
Hold on, there's
coming out
one more
then?
part. One more part. Pry away the historical trappings, the remote locale, the maritime tinged language, and the building hallucinations. And what you have is a story about roommates getting on each other's nerves in grandiose fashion.
So when's the lawsuit?
As soon as I can get the lawyers on the phone, Robert Eggers stole my fucking movie, and this Vulture article confirms this. So go watch The Space. If you haven't watched The Space yet, and you've seen The Lighthouse, and you think it's good or whatever, go watch The Space, and then you'll realize that reparations are going to be required.
There's a reason he's on the hit list.
The day of reckoning will come.
Mm-hmm.
Robert Eggers has no pizza experience. Okay, he's not even in the pizza realm. So
that's true.
You know, Dan has some pizza experience.
I've had pizza before, yeah.
Jacob probably more so. I feel like Jacob has a little more pizza experience, but he's in the space.
Well, there's one thing I'm not glad about, and that's that Robert Eggers is walking around Hollywood with fat pockets, and I'm sitting here in my basement, and all I am is royalty. So maybe if he give me a call. Give me a call, Robert, and maybe this won't have to come to blood. Maybe this won't have to become a violent affair between you, me, and a couple of litigators.
And if any, the last resort is a pizza cook-off. was the real pizza experience.
There you go.
You know, I
What
read
happened in court?
he was in the news also, talking about his new movie that he's preparing, and I'm wondering what he's going to steal from next. Is he going to look at meeting people, and he's going to watch the pizza delivery scene, and he's going to like write in a whole thing, you know, where, you know, I don't know, what's he going to steal from next? Is there going to be a character named in the next one?
This image is going to be in the movie.
Probably.
That image is
It's gonna
not
be framed in the background somewhere.
That's not even that far off from the ending of The Lighthouse. Which the ending of The Lighthouse and the ending of The Space.
You're right. Yeah, no, that's like
are like the same fucking ending. The same ending. It's insane.
He comes out with a new title for the Northman, Cyborg.
Oh.
How are you doing it?
I don't even want to think about it.
I think you should write an article and compare the two movies and be like, it's so similar to this movie called The Space. And post it anonymously and let it blow up and go from there.
I'm just going to write the article for vulture.com and IndieWire, and it's going to say
Vulture, and then write the article about how they're similar.
Honestly, you should find Robert Eggers' address or email and actually send him the space and tell him, watch this movie and tell me you didn't steal it.
Tell me you didn't steal it. I'm wondering when production started on The Lighthouse in relationship to when The Space came out.
Well, weren't you filming The Space in 2017?
We shot The Space in November, December of 2017. It came out on the 31st of March of 2018.
Yeah, so you guys were way ahead of your time. Way ahead of your time.
Principal photography, get this.
Yeah, April 2018.
April 9th, 2018, a mere 10 days after the premiere of The Space. There is some shit going on.
He was watching you make that movie.
Yep.
Nellie's birthday is coming up. Okay. Yeah. Well, everybody. He doesn't have a Twitter account. Otherwise, I'd say everybody tweet at him. I don't think he has any social media.
It's unfortunate. You need to find his email. Really.
Yeah. Who's his agent? Send it to his agent.
I looked up Robert Eggers on Twitter, and there's one that's Robert Eggers fan. I'm gonna just start hate tweeting at Robert Eggers fan.
Fuck you.
Fuck you. At A24.
I feel like if you sent him a physical copy, he would have no choice. He would be obligated to have to watch and realize his blatant plagiarism.
Send it to his agent and saying, for Robert's eyes only.
I wonder, am I the Pattinson or the Defoe in the relationship? Because I think
you're the Pattinson.
I think because at the end.
Hey, don't spoil the end, okay? I started it. I fell asleep. I'm not done with it yet. So
oh my God.
Spoilers.
You have to, start from the beginning, start from the top.
Yeah.
Watch The Lighthouse, watch The Space, come back next week with your formal analysis. I know you've seen The Space. You were at the premiere.
Thousands of times.
Okay, well then it should come naturally. You should be in a constant state of disbelief while you're watching The Lighthouse. All right, well, that's your assignment. Josh, what do you got to say?
Robert? Come on, man. What are you doing? What are your parents doing?
All right, we got to wrap it up. Thanks for listening / watching Triplefour podcast. Watch The Space. Get fucking woke.